Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeaimMD here, and today we're back with the third episode of the OU Road to Top 10 on Pokemon Showdown and Pokemon Sword and Shield. Thank you everybody for all the support in the previous episodes. If you've missed any of the first two, there's a playlist. Check it out down below. Also, if you're new to my videos, if you've seen a few of them, maybe in your recommended, feel free to subscribe if you like Pokemon. I upload every single day. And, you know, this is no different. It's a new day. It's a new upload. But, yeah, we're using this team from my boy Budget Bumper. I'm about to go over it. But if you'd like to check it out, check out my website down below. And let's just get right into team preview. So, we're using some dual screen offense today with Grimmsnarl, our Hisoka, in an attempt to set up Light Screen Reflect with priority because of Prankster. We have the Taunt to stop either opposing setup, opposing defog, as long as they're not dark types, because Prankster moves don't work on dark types. And then we have Spirit Break to be there for Pokemon like Hydreigon and Dragapult, which is why we're max special defense, max HP, in an attempt to take a Flash Cannon from Hydreigon, or just multiple hits from Dragapult, and also break through them with Spirit Break. Again, the main goal of Grimmsnarl is to set up hazards for the screen. Next up we have Gone, my Magearna, because this Pokemon is about to be gone in 2 weeks when it gets banned, maybe 3 weeks. I'll give it a little bit lower. Definitely be assessment test after playoffs of World Cup. I know that for sure. But we have enough speed that with a Shift Gear we outspeed Dragapult, which is the fastest Pokemon in the current OU metagame. I know there's Ninjask, but that is not something you'll see for the most part. Leftovers for the longevity, and the idea behind this is to abuse the fact that we now have stored power and Draining Kiss on this Pokemon. So with a Shift Gear we boost our speed and our attack +1. Calm Mind we're boosting our special attack and special defense, just boosting our stored power at the same time. Even with Light Screen we can take on Pokemon like Rotom Heat, just because it is so bulky, and especially after a Calm Mind and Rotom Heat going for Overheat and losing that special attack is going to help Magearna win. Max special attack, just so we have the highest damage output. The rest was just put in HP. We have Leorio, my Lycanroc Dusklead, Focus Sash with Stealth Rock, Taunt, Endeavor, and Close Combat. The idea behind this thing is to set up Stealth Rock while we have Taunt to stop opposing setup of Stealth Rock or hazards, and opposing defog. Endeavor is great because when we get knocked down to our Focus Sash, we're actually going to be able to endeavor something and bring them down to 1 HP. And then we have Close Combat just to do some solid damage to the tier. No matter what, it's good for Ferrothorn, just weakening it for a few of the next members, as you guys will see. We have Cloyster as the next member, Kurapika, with the King's Rock, because, you know, once this thing starts setting up, it basically just wants to knock out everything. That's exactly what Kurapika wants to do. Just KO everything, get his revenge. But we have Shell Smash, Icicle Spear, Rock Blast, and Ice Shard with the King's Rock. King's Rock, of course, having that high chance to flinch, overall over 40%. When we go for our attacks because of Skill Link, making Icicle Spear and Rock Blast hit 5 times. Ice Shard is there for Scarf Dragapult. It is a KO. It's also nice for Scarf Hydreigon as well. Pokemon that can be faster than Cloyster at +2. Killua is our Scolipede, and we're using Scolipede, which was actually funny because I've been asked to use this in OU, and I used it in UU, and it was amazing, but recently got banned from the UU tier, so now we're using it in the OU tier. With Swords Dance, Poison Jab, Earthquake, and Mega Horn. Black Sludge for recovery. This Pokemon is very hard to revenge kill because a lot of the ways, you know, you deal with Pokemon is that you have a Scarfer that can come in safely and knock out a Pokemon, but when this thing has speed boost, that's not something you could do. But Swords Dance, Poison Jab, Earthquake, Mega Horn hits the entire tier for neutral coverage. Outside of Corviknight, which Cloyster can kind of deal with in itself, and same thing even with Magearna, despite them not having super effective hits versus Corviknight at all. Substitute is also an option over Poison Jab or over Mega Horn in an attempt to kind of just set up on status, or also just sub in the face of Clefable, which can't do anything besides maybe Thunder Wave if it really wants to, or just to avoid status in general, or just get free Swords Dances because you do have Light Screen Reflect up to support this Pokemon. But I'm hoping that after we Swords Dance, we just knock out everything. And last but not least, we have my Togekiss, Substitute, Nasty Plot, Air Slash, and Roost with the Salac Berry. Salac Berry is interesting, but it makes this even harder to revenge kill. Even as long as we get low enough to the point where we can activate that, they can't even go out to their Scarfers. Even like Zeraora doesn't want to take boosted Air Slashes despite resisting it because of the Serene Grace ability, allowing us to potentially flinch at 60% of the time. But that is the team for today. As you can see, it was anime based because today we have a new sponsor. Let's get right into that. So if you can't tell by the nicknames, today's video is sponsored by Crunchyroll. You can get Crunchyroll free for 14 days by signing up at crunchyroll.com/PokeaimMD or clicking the link down below. They have unlimited anime, manga, and drama titles. You can watch everything ad-free in 1080p, and the best part, honestly in my opinion, is the fact that I can watch it on multiple devices. I actually just finished God of High School episode 2 on my phone. I kind of got into Crunchyroll about 2 years ago during my honeymoon at DR. It was 5 a.m. I was waiting for my flight, and I noticed that My Hero Season 2 had dropped on Crunchyroll, and I was like, oh man, I didn't have a premium account. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me go ahead and buy it. Maybe if I don't like it, I'll stop. Ended up using it for 2 years, and since then I've seen Shield Hero, of course, One Piece. The Wano arc is beautiful, by the way. Just started Tower of God. Well, actually finished Tower of God, just started God of High School, and just Dr. Stone, everything. Way too much Isekai, that's for sure. I don't know why. Isekai is like my favorite. Besides like sports anime and just any genre besides that, Isekai is like my favorite one. I don't know why. It's incredibly corny and always the same, but I love it, man. Zap me into another world and give me powers. But yeah, like I said, this video is sponsored by Crunchyroll. You can go to crunchyroll.com/PokeaimMD. Go ahead and get your 14 days free. I'll see you guys in the video. So big shout out to Crunchyroll for sponsoring this video. I've been watching with them for a little while now, so it's pretty cool that I was actually able to work with them. It's so cool being able to work with companies that you actually like and use or use their product or whatever it is. And of course, we are fighting a Quagsire and a Scizor, two Pokemon we definitely do not want to see. Let me show you guys my rank right now. Now, in theory, Magearna is still incredible right here. But the reason I'm worried about Quagsire is because we are running a team that's reliant on boost, and Quagsire does have Unaware. Now, Stored Power doesn't care too much about that, so that's pretty good. And the fact that we can kind of just Endeavor Scizor, because otherwise Cloyster just straight up wins the game. But I love Lycanroc as a lead because it can taunt something. If they lead off with Scizor, I can actually afford to, I want to say just Endeavor here. Yeah, because I assume they would Bullet Punch there. That's perfect. So we get the Pokemon that I'm actually most worried about, I would say. Just because it can Bullet Punch my entire team. Now, in terms of beating this Pokemon, it's going to be a little bit annoying. But I definitely don't care as much about rocks as I do about just clicking close combat here, as they end up going out to Quagsire, which is very odd to me. Now, we are in the lower ladder. I could Endeavor this Quagsire, but I actually really value getting rid of Scizor more, just because in the end game I think it can beat my team more, because I think that Sub-Nasty Platoicus can win on its own. So I'm actually going to go for Stealth Rock here in an attempt to beat Scizor, since that is their defogger, as opposed to going for the Endeavor. They obviously feared me going for a Cellar, which now I understand that switch. So they feared me going for a Cellar there. I'm just going to go for Close Combat again. I'm assuming at this point in time they're going to go for Bullet Punch. And Nasty Plot Substitute Togekiss is extremely good in this game. I want to assume that Earthquake from Adamant Scolipede can knock you out. And this mon is something that they have trouble revenge killing. So I think I'm going to go out into my Scolipede here and go for the Adamant Earthquake. I think even if they're max defense, I'll be able to knock them out. I just want to prevent a defog, but also make it so Salazzle can't come in and revenge kill me. That's why I think that Scolipede made the most sense this turn. It also doesn't let Azumarill set up, of course. Obviously, if I had a Cellar, I would have went for it there. But we get rid of their Defogger, which is nice. I keep my Scolipede nice and healthy, as Quagsire is going to come out. And I don't want to go directly into Grimmsnarl yet. I kind of want to just gauge damage on this thing, because I'm adamant. So this might 2-hit. Oh my god, that is a 2-hit KO. Not bad. And if they don't burn me immediately, as they don't, I get rid of their Mon that can stop my setup, really. So, Omega Horn again. Como is probably the biggest threats, but between my triple fairies and my priority screens, I should be good versus that. We'll just Mega Horn one more time. If I can get rid of this Pokemon, great. This is not how I expected this game to go, I'm going to be honest. But we are on the lower ladder, and I'll take points as I can. Like, Scizor and Quagsire were both of the two Pokemon that were the biggest threats of my team. Scizor because it resists Icicle Spear, so it's a lot harder for me. Obviously, Azumarill and Salazzle do too, but Salazzle doesn't really take hits. Oh, I'm good with this. Well, I would have been good with this. I think we'll just start Poison Jabbing here. If this is Stealth Rock, it can't really do much. I'm not going to bother setting up, as every bit of damage I think is going to help me the most here. Plus, I have a 30%, and they are physically defensive. That's good to know. Perfect. So, That's low enough. Magearna looks really good. I don't know if they're Iron Defense. I'll Swords Dance up them because we can actually win this game too as a Dragon Tail. Alright, good to know that they have Dragon Tail. Now, in theory, I could just set up hazards with my... I could just set up screens with my Grimmsnarl, and I should just be able to win the game. I think that is the case. So I'm actually going to make the Grimmsnarl play here first, even though they should go Salazzle, just because I can go for a light screen and then a taunt after. Even if they sub first, I shouldn't be able to die to any hit, but I guess they could set up on me. Alright, let me taunt. I shouldn't be able to die to a Sludge Wave because I'm max special defense, and I don't want them nasty plotting up, as that's a legitimate threat to me. Perfect. We'll light screen up first. Then we'll get up a Reflect. And ideally, I'll just be able to 1v1 them. Magearna can, like I said, Calm Mind, Shift Gear, and do its thing. Draining Kiss back and win too. If they're Toxic and Flamethrower and they're not going for Sludge Wave, this is better for me because that just means that they are... this just means that they're Sub-Toxic. Like Sub-Toxic Protect. We'll go for that taunt right there. Get a Spirit Break, which I actually don't want because I didn't want to go for this because I didn't want them to be able to waste the turns, but it looks like it's still going to work in my favor. Yeah, especially because I'm just going to be able to go for multiple Spirit Breaks here. Nice, so we could taunt him again, which is great. Hey, just knock me out with 2 Flamethrowers, please, so I can go for Shift Gear with Magearna and Calm Mind and just abuse the fact that I have a Reflect up. That's really what I want to do here. So they keep trying to waste my light screen, which is actually pretty smart. Oh, I might be able to get a second layer up. Or another light screen up, excuse me. Not worth it at this point. I'll just taunt them. I guess if they do let me taunt them, as opposed to actually setting up a screen, because they still could go for sub if they want to. I get up a light screen in face of them. Yeah, they don't let me, which makes sense. But now we go Magearna. We Shift Gear up once, because I lived their hit. They're like minus whatever. I Shift Gear up once, then I go for Calm Mind. And Store Power is enough to deal with Quagsire. I'm also max special attack, so I might just knock out Quagsire now anyway. I'm going to Calm Mind up first, because I want to make sure I knock out Salazzle. Yeah, I think Store Power is 120. I should have enough to still be able to eat every Earthquake they go for. Good chunk, though. I'm going to be honest. I did a good chunk. But I'm modest max special attack. And Quagsire has a decent HP stat. So, yeah, I'm recovering a lot. One more Draining Kiss into Store Power. Should be able to knock out Quagsire. That'll give me another special attack raise, too. Provided I don't get crit right now. Nice. We'll just go for Stored Power right now, which should definitely be able to knock out Quagsire. It doesn't care about... Basically, Stored Power is still its base power, so it doesn't care as much about the boosts. And if it's Belly Drum Azu, it's easier for me. If it's Bandit, I believe Bandit's the only one that can knock me out of that range. I could be wrong, though. Azumarill's not weak. Oh, they went Salazzle first, which is great, because that's a guarantee that I outspeed them. I should have actually had this team already prepped, so that's my bad. I guarantee I'll outspeed them, and I get more HP. Let me just make sure that my Magearna... go ahead and give me the kill on you. Perfect. I get another special attack raise, too. Thank you very much. A +2 speed, +2 special defense, +3 special attack, +1 attack. +1, +3, +2, +2. Let's see Azumarill. I'm just going to assume Belly Drum, right? Store Power is a guaranteed kill at that point. B, not bad. And like I said, this was the way I thought I'd win this game with Magearna. Though the early game was a little bit easier, just because I was able to deal with Scizor and I was able to deal with Quagsire. I don't think I had to risk, though, like doing this without screens. So I'm obviously gonna contemplate and reflect on that a little bit. Oof. Okay. Tough team. Very tough. Oh, I keep IO-nexing even though I don't have to. So sub Nasty Plot, Togekiss looks great. However, they do have a Magearna. I mean, whenever I see teams like this, you could easily win with Cloyster. If I get rid of Cinderace... Yeah, that Toxapex is going to be annoying. It's going to be annoying. Scolipede looks phenomenal here, though. But I need to get rid of Mandibuzz. But I feel like if Cloyster's just in, it just does so much work versus them. I got to play my screens right, too. I'll leave Lycanroc in an attempt to kind of just deal with anything, really. If I get up rocks here, they end up getting out Cinderace. But Cinderace doesn't typically have court change on this type of build. It's more offensive. They end up going a Powdon, which is probably best case for me. Because that's something that... Magearna loves being gone. And I'm going to actually go for Stealth Rock here because I can go for the... Well, they might actually make the Dragapult play. But I'm going to go for the Endeavor if they don't make the Dragapult play. Because I didn't want them having Rocky Helmet, which is the only reason... Exactly. Yeah, so that's the main reason I didn't end up doing... I didn't end up going for Close Combat first. But we'll make the Scolipede play first here because I can just knock them out Earthquake without having to worry about them getting rocks up this game. And this also says, hey, Cinderace, don't come immediately out on me. It does allow them to go out to Mandibuzz though, but Mandibuzz gives me my potential Magearna. And we do have a special defensive Grimmsnarl right here for this Pokemon. They unfortunately missed a Thunder Wave. They're probably Thunder Wave Hex. I'll go for Spirit Break just because it hits basically everything. And... as they go hard into Mandibuzz on the Spirit Break, I'll just Spirit Break multiple times. Unfortunately, we're not max attack, so we're not going to be able to stop the defog. But at that point, you know, with a Heavy Duty Bootsmon here, Heavy Duty Bootsmon here, I'd rather potentially KO Mandibuzz as they actually end up giving it to me. So that's amazing for Grimmsnarl because under screens, Grimmsnarl might just win. Magearna comes out. I'll set up a Light Screen first as they go for Flash Cannon. And then I'll set up a Reflect. And proceed to bring out Scolipede and kind of just SD up. Because honestly, this Pokemon can just win. Now, Dragapult can easily Thunder Wave me. I'm assuming there's specs, right? Yeah. Okay, I knew I'd live that. Which is the important part. But I'm assuming that is choice specs, right? So getting rid of Magearna will open up Cloyster, but it'll more importantly open up Togekiss to win the game. As they opt to go hard Dragapult. That's smart on their part because they're saving Magearna so I can't actually beat it down immediately. Now, Cinderace is going to come out next. I don't know if they have Sucker Punch. I don't. Oh, this does not knock me out with Scald. And if they're not specially defensive, they will be 2-hit KO'd. Smart. But you do go down here. Which is very, very nice for me. Obviously, again, Magearna is a problem. Because their Flash Cannon is a problem. I do think that... Should I have Swords Dance from Toxapex? I do think that Togekiss Air Slash can beat him down though, but... Okay, I think we go U. They're usually modest, not max. And we just go for Icicle Spear here. We play off the King's Rock being able to kill them. Either way, Air Slash knocks them out after, so I'm kind of going off that. Hey, shout out to Cloyster for doing its thing. And I guess it comes down to them having Gunk Shot on Cinderace. Because I'm not sure here if I Shell Smash or I go for... Okay, actually I do think I Shell Smash here. Yeah, for sure. Well, if Rock Blast lands, I win the game. I don't think they have a way of knocking out Togekiss in one hit. I'm going to be honest. I'm just trying to think, how do I not throw this game away? Because Rock Blast has a 90% chance to hit. I'm going to go for Ice Spear instead, just to put him in range of one move from Togekiss. And if I lose because of it, so be it. Plus, I can flinch them as well, so it's the same thing. Yep. I think that was my best play. Because I have to go off them. They have to hit Gunk Shot if they have it on Togekiss. Otherwise, Togekiss lives a hit. I obviously got lucky in that one, right? But that's what the point of... That's the point of Cloyster, man. That's it. That's the straight up point of Cloyster right there. I'm supposed to do that to my opponents. So I would take that. I would definitely take that. Okay, so Cloyster looks really good in this one, too. kind of just not really setting up, but just clicking buttons. As in literally just clicking Icicle Spear. Submassive by Togekiss looks okay if I can get rid of Magnezone. I don't really consider Skarmory a good resist, and they're extremely weak to Magearna. But if their specs Magnezone with Analytic, it's a problem. Same thing as before, Lycanroc is probably just the best possible lead. I don't see myself winning with Scolipede because of Skarmory. So Scolipede might be expendable, though in the end game it could be useful if I can deal with that mon. But either way, like I said, Lycanroc is very, very good here, and we're just going to close combat immediately. If I can kill Magnezone, then Togekiss has a field day. Especially because I get to sub up on Amoonguss' Spore. That's the best start. That is actually the best start. And I keep IO nexting even though I don't have to. But that is honestly the best start. Urshifu Rapid Strike comes in. I have a Cloyster. I'm just going to click Close Combat as they turn out to be Choice Scarf there. And now we're just going to try and sweep them with Cloyster immediately. I don't see how they stop this. I mean, this mon is how they stop this, but they're going to have to sack something in an attempt to do that. And if it ends up being Skarmory, that means I can Swords Dance up with Scolipede. So we're going to go right for the Icicle Spear here. Oh, that does some beautiful damage too. Let's see that King's Rock go through as well. Oh, lovely. So we end up getting rid of the Skarmory and Magnezone. So that's amazing for Togekiss there. They're going to go out into their Scarfmon and most likely just go for a close combat here. If they Surging Strike, I'll just come back in and Shell Smash again. I'd rather bring out Scolipede and click Swords Dance, because if they go out into Amoonguss and Spore me, then Magearna can win too. But basically the idea behind this is I force them to go out to Mandibuzz and maybe Foul Play me. I get damage off on them and I can sub Nasty Plot with Togekiss and mess them up. Yeah, let me just do a good damage on them. Oh, they have knockoff as well. They don't even have Foul Play. So maybe they're knockoff Toxic because their team is very, or even Brave Bird. Well, they should have went for Brave Bird if they had it, but they're probably knockoff Toxic because their team is very, 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 very weak to Vocal Rotom. Like even Scarf that isn't the best answer. Uh-oh. If you Surging Strike, I shall smash up and win. That's unfortunate for you. So, now I bring out Cloyster. Shell Smash up. I have Ice Shard to knock you out as well, or they just die to poison there. So Scolipede doing his job right there. And I think at that point, they're expecting me to win. Just because Amoonguss will die. And then Cinderace, I mean, I just got to hit it so I can get up a Light Screen and Reflect in an attempt to do that. So, nice. Cloyster ending it as well, as usual. But Scolipede put in a lot more work than I thought it would because Cloyster kind of made way for it. Whew, that's a good team right here. What is that, Specs Magearna? Maybe Heavy Duty, no, not Heavy Duty Boost, probably Leftovers or Magnet. Did I use this team? I feel like I used this team. Specs Dragapult. Lycanroc is a giant threat too. I mean, excuse me, Marowak is a giant threat. That is probably Scarf Magearna. Okay, so I mean, if I'm very lucky with Cloyster, I just win. But I don't have a lot. I have Mandibuzz to set up in front of. Okay, so use early Lycanroc, kind of go towards an end game of maybe Cloyster winning the game. I have to weaken their Magearna for that to happen first, though. So they end up leading off with Zeraora. As much as I like rocks, I kind of rather, if I get rid of this, if they close combat me, I can close combat them back. So I'll just go right for close combat. Like if they attack me, I click close combat them back. So they end up being Life Orb. Gonna hit them with that. I could have Celerock, so I'm gonna assume they're gonna expect that, or at least try and expect them to expect that and attempt to get up rocks here. But Zeraora being gone is amazing for Togekiss. Now I just need you gone for that to be even better. And I do like the idea of just getting up a Reflect in front of this Pokemon. Nice. They do end up getting rid of my Light Clay, but I still have my maximum turns of Reflect, if I'm not mistaken. That's just how it should work. We'll get up our Light Screen in front of you as they go for Shift Gear. Ooh, stop that. Oh, they're Shift Gear physical? Wow. Okay, I did not expect that, but I think we Swords Dance up twice and hopefully win. I'm going to Poison Jab Mandibuzz, though. They're Shift Gear physical. So Poison Jab twice. I don't know how much Foul Play does in relation to... Okay, good. That's why I didn't Swords Dance up again. So Mega Horn actually KOs them. provided we connect. I think it's worth going for because I can set up with Magearna in front of this thing if possible. And if not, maybe my Scolipede can win. There's no way Dragapult dies, right? Them being physical on Magearna kind of helps me out when it comes to Cloyster. Oof, that did no type of damage. I don't want them to beat me down with Magearna, man. I think I just bring out my Cloyster and click Ice Shard here, picking off the KO on Dragapult. And then I'm not seeing the clearest endgame. Do they have Bolt? Are they also Thunderbolt on their Shift Gear set? Because in theory, I outdamage them. In theory, if they're just physical, and plus I do have those flinch chances. Oh my God, Cloyster, you're such a beast. Yo, Cloyster is probably the most annoying Pokemon, I swear. Well, you didn't do enough for me there, though. Did not do enough for me there. Let's get up a Reflect here. And then Shift Gear Combine as well. Ooh, this is not very good, man. They're doing a lot there, too. Uh-oh. These Iron Heads are hurting. No! There's no way Store Power kills. Good game, dude. So, unfortunately, we take our second L in the OU Road to top 10. That was just a giant threat. Like, wow. It literally needed Iron Head, too. But that's crazy, man. Oof. And now we have a Volcarona. Rocks Up are definitely amazing here. They don't have any hazard control. With Rocks Up, I can see Scolipede winning, especially with Screens Up too. Gotta be very careful about this trade. So I'll show you guys my rank real quick. So we're 17-2, as to be expected. I am 4 minutes. Yeah, we're 17-2. I'm gonna get my rocks and try and win this as quickly as possible with either Scolipede or Cloyster. So early rocks, no hazard control from my opponent. They could taunt me, I suppose, too. As much as I love the trade of Zero Aura for Lycanroc, I do think early rocks, just because this is like a more... Oh, okay, so this is just straight up maybe Sash offense. So I definitely want to save this because I do want rocks up in this game. Cloyster can still Shell Smash up on 2 Pokemon and probably win in its own. The other option is just not caring about Azumarill. No, that can lose me the game. I'll just close comment here. They end up going hard Diggersby. That's amazing for me. So I get rid of a giant threat, 1. They expect what, Drill Run or a hard switch or something like that. I think we just go for close combat on you too. I think I taunt you. That way you can't set up multiple times. And I'm going to make the Grimmsnarl play. I don't want them getting too many boosts off of me. Especially because I can Light Screen and then Spirit Break. Also, if they're not Flash Cannon, I'm good. I'm enough to do. I have enough to deal with them too. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. I'm glad. And I'm actually gonna go right for the Spirit Break here, just so they're not as powerful in general, and I'll be able to taunt them again one more time. Don't like. I mean, it's Focus Blast, bro. To be honest, it did 10. I'm just gonna let everybody know it did 10 right there. So. Get up another one. I can taunt Azumarill with priority. That's not going to do anything to me at all. I can probably win with my own, to be honest, but we'll go for another Spirit Break here. I want to make sure Magearna cannot get any boosts. Togekiss is definitely the most expendable member on the team. I just taunt you as I try and substitute. However, in theory, it could just win the game right now. Like, actually in this thing's face. But I much rather just get off damage. Because I'm pretty sure I could have subbed there and activated my Salic exactly. But I can at least get the screen up one more time. I doubt their taunt bulk up. I'll sub just in case they are, though. Because I would get on my Salic Berry there. And what I can do is bring out Scolipede now. I think I just safely click Earthquake instead of... Oh, that's perfect. That's actually perfect too. Cloyster's gonna... I'm gonna try an endgame with Cloyster in front of Weavile. So that's what I'm going for. And I Swords Dance here, that way a Azumarill can't set up in front of me. But, I mean, that's in general if I don't just win. Yeah. Cloyster is... Kurapika. It doesn't stop going for you. Gone is Magearna. I'm just trying to explain, you know, everything we're doing right here. I like this guy. So, I have a few options, like I said. I can set up on this thing to a point where I don't lose the game. And I kind of like that, because they're going to Ice Shard me to put them in range of this Mon. I'm going to actually sack this to not... Because if I get Ice Shard, then they're going to Aqua Jet me after. I can get up my Reflect with this Mon. Get up a Light Screen too. And then just Spirit Break here. So again, in theory, this Mon wins. Of course, I do have to flinch Magearna. I wonder if I do, even with Light Screen. I wonder if I do, because like I said, this Mon can be crazy anyway. I probably do have to flinch Magearna here, so we'll see. We'll see if we end up getting it. Big Cloyster. Cloyster definitely the GOAT. At that point, though, it doesn't really matter, because they decided to go hard into Azumarill anyway, so they wouldn't be able to beat me down regardless. Yeah, because I don't need a flinch at this point. I just go for Icicle Spears anyway. I have Reflect up. Azumarill can't kill me. We know it's Belly Drum. Oh my god, Cloyster, what a beast. Cloyster has to take the thumbnail. Like, I was going to give the Scolipede, but it has to be Cloyster. Like, Cloyster has just been coming in and just flinching every single person we've had so far. Like, it's just doing it. You die to Icicle Spear. Volcarona comes out. I think it dies. Cloyster +2. +2 Icicle Spear does 81 min. I don't want to have to risk Rock Blast. I don't even know how to use Rock Blast. I just use Liquidation. So I'm obviously not even going for Rock Blast. I guess that could be a berry, but I mean they weren't. But just because they're sub. But sub usually is what's it called? Sub. This is banded, by the way, just based on the damage it did to Grimmsnarl. But sub is usually like something to abuse Swarm. Good game. So yeah, Cloyster did it this entire episode. So we did take an L. We're only 1389, so not really too much in this episode where I really would have liked. But we're 18-2, 75.8 GXC. I'll see you guys in the next episode of The Road. I just wanted to do a really fast one, see if we can do some offense. I'm not the hugest fan of offense in this current metagame just because defog is everywhere. We have way too many threats. It's funny because in a limited metagame, you would expect us to not have the most threats, but I feel a little bit more threatening by the fact that Magearna is here and we don't have any Z moves and we don't have certain things that can stop them, even though I think Z moves are absolutely busted. Whatever. I'm just ranting at this point. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like if you did. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Crunchyroll, once again for sponsoring. Goodbye, my friends.